Wednesday morning. You know what that means. It's Picayune Wednesday, and once again in our studio, the editor of the Picayune, Daniel Clifton.
Yay. Morning. How y'all doing today?
Doing good. Halfway through the week.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Last week, it slid by pretty fast with that 3-day holiday that we had, and so I was wondering if this one was going to be long and exhausted, but it's not bad so far.
Those holidays throw you off, too, because you're kind of like pumped, and then it's like, oh, then you want every week to be that kind of
Well,
week.
and the thing about holidays, the newspapers never stop. Y'all have to continue bringing them out.
Oh, well.
Show must go on.
I know.
And today, the new edition of the Picayune is out. Should be on your doorsteps this morning. If you're not getting yours, listen at the end of the interview, and we'll tell you how to do that. Good stories in this week's edition. We all are sad when we have like a tree in our yard that we have to cut down because it's dead and it's all over with. But it's got to be really sad when you've got a 200-year-old tree that you have to cut down.
Yeah.
And there's a story about that in this week's edition.
Yeah, that's called the Indian Marker Tree, and it's one of the... It's in a book. It's actually in one of the state books. Is one of the historic tree.
Wow.
It doesn't have a mark or anything, but it was a... They believe that years ago when the Comanche Indians would roam through here, they kind of tied it down so they could mark the springs or the Hamilton Creek for good water. It probably wasn't called Hamilton Creek at that time, though.
Probably not.
But as it grew, it became a very storied tree. And then this past year, something, whether it was a drought or some issues, it got ill, and as the tree did it died, and so the landowner was forced, basically, he had no choice. He had to cut it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So-
Too bad that we couldn't maybe have waited for all the rains that we've had recently to see that if it was revived, but I guess they did
It was
all the
gone
testing.
before then, I think. It
Yeah.
was well gone before this
That's
past.
sad. It really is.
It's a shame.
Read all about it in this week's edition of the Picayune. Also, we've got a big TV star, it seems like, in the brewing here in the Hyena Lakes area. Somebody, not unless
We
you're
got you for Ninja Warrior.
yeah, not unless you're an American Ninja Warrior. You
No,
got a
I'm
story about that as well.
Polar opposite of the
I know.
American Ninja Warrior, I think.
Yeah, Brian Majorkirth, he's from Marble Falls, graduated here years ago. Family still has a lot of ties here. His mom still lives there. His sister lives here. He's a West Point graduate. And he's tackling this American Ninja Warrior, which is on NBC. It's a course, like an obstacle course, that they do all these different crazy things.
Crazy.
The wonderful thing, the thing that I found interesting, he's 57 years old.
Wow.
Get out of town.
They were doing the video of him, and he was working out, and they don't show this face for a couple minutes, and he jumps off. He's doing like 20 pull-ups, and he jumps down. You were expecting like a 20-year-old, and he's 57 years old, in amazing shape, and he's gonna he's doing the course, I think, this weekend, and it shows later, but 57 years old.
Well, the new 57 is 27.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
hope so.
That's true.
Which
Well,
makes
good.
me, I'm in elementary school or something.
Read about
Maybe
it.
not.
This week's edition of the Picayune, local American Ninja Warrior. And also in this week's edition of the Picayune, we've got a new website that we need to talk about.
Yeah, we're unleashing a new website. We have dailytrib.com, we have KBEY-FM.com, and now we're going to a new one called 101highlandlakes.com / or thepicayune.com. And it's a place you go for all the upcoming events. Folks can go there to plan their trips. They'll have links to different events. It's just a brand new, great website. Very it's just a wonderful one.
Yeah, and also on the website, isn't there, you can click to find links for hotel reservations?
Yeah, that's right. And you can
things
reserve.
like that too.
That's correct. And it's a one-stop shop. So you don't have to go look through 100 different websites to find a place to stay. You go here, link it up, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah, so if you've got friends, relatives that are coming into the Hyena Lakes over the summertime, make sure you get them a copy of this week's edition of the Picayune and read all about that brand new website. Now, as we said, the Picayune is available today all over the Hyena Lakes. You should be receiving yours, but if you're not, tell them how to get it.
You call 830-693-7152 and ask to get on the mailing. Well, it's not a mailing list. Get your address in there. We'll throw it to you.
That's
There you
right.
go.
And we'll see how good our arms are. We might just stand at the front gate.
Take it right to
Way
your
to train
home.
for our stints on American
That's
Ninja Warrior.
right. Yeah.
And remember, as always, the Picayune is
Free!
Daniel Clifton, editor of the Picayune. Good to see you, man.
All right.